Hello students, welcome to EduRev. Have you ever wondered how a tiny single cell can become a whole plant or animal with many parts working together? In this lesson, we will explore how cells join to form tissues and how different tissues build up plants and animals, step by step and with gentle clarity. First, let's imagine a busy city inside a living body, where cells are the people, tissues are the neighborhoods, and organs are the important buildings. Tissues are groups of similar cells that work together to perform a specific job, like keeping us safe, moving us, or carrying food and water. In multicellular organisms, cells form tissues, tissues form organs, organs form systems, and systems build the whole organism. A tidy hierarchy that makes life possible. Plants and animals look different and live differently, and so their tissues are adapted to their needs in distinct ways. For example, plants are usually fixed in one place, so they have rigid cell walls and specialized tissues for support and transport, while animals often move and have flexible cells and tissues for rapid response. Let's start with plant tissues, beginning with meristematic tissue, the factory of growth. Meristematic tissue is made of actively dividing cells that allow plants to grow and repair themselves. And there are three main types to remember. Apical meristems are found at the tips of roots and shoots and are responsible for increasing the length of a plant, much like adding floors to a tall building. If you cut the tip of a root, the apical meristem is removed and the root stops growing, which shows how crucial it is for lengthwise growth. Lateral meristems form a ring in stems and make plants thicker by adding layers, creating the annual growth rings you can see in a tree trunk. Intercalary meristems sit near nodes and internodes and allow grasses and other plants to regrow after grazing or cutting, which is why lawns bounce back after mowing. Meristematic cells themselves are small, tightly packed, with thin walls, a large nucleus, dense cytoplasm, and no large vacuoles, traits that suit constant division. Some daughter cells remain meristematic, while others differentiate and become permanent tissues with specialized functions like support, storage, or transport. Simple permanent tissues are made of a single cell type and include parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. Parenchyma cells are living, thin-walled and loosely packed, serving as storage and photosynthesis sites in leaves and pith in stems. Collenchyma cells provide flexible support with unevenly thickened corners, helping stems bend without breaking, especially in young shoots and leaf stalks. Sclerenchyma cells are hard and thick-walled, often dead at maturity, and give strength to structures like seed coats and woody stems. Complex permanent tissues include xylem and phloem, which together form the plant's transport system or vascular tissue. Xylem moves water and minerals upward from roots and also helps support the plant. Its members include vessels and tracheids, mostly dead tubular cells that act like straws. Phloem transports food produced in leaves to other parts of the plant and is mostly living, with sieve tubes and companion cells working closely together. Plant tissues are organized into three systems: dermal for protection, ground for basic functions, and vascular for transport. And each system fits into the plant body with purpose and efficiency. The epidermis, part of the dermal system, is a single tight layer often covered by a waxy cuticle that reduces water loss. And it contains stomata in leaves for gas exchange. Now let's turn to animal tissues, where four main types organize body structure and function: epithelial, connective, muscular, and nervous tissues. Epithelial tissue covers the body and lines organs, forming barriers and surfaces for absorption, secretion, and protection, from the skin to the inner lining of the gut. Connective tissues link and support body parts, ranging from fluid blood with a watery matrix to hard bone with a mineral-rich matrix, and include cartilage, tendons, and ligaments. Muscular tissue produces movement and is of three types: skeletal muscle under our conscious control, smooth muscle that works automatically in organs, and cardiac muscle that powers the heart. Nervous tissue builds the control and communication network made of neurons, each with a cell body, dendrites to receive signals, and an axon to send messages onward. The musculoskeletal system combines bones, muscles, joints, tendons, and ligaments to let us stand, move, and protect internal organs, with muscles pulling on bones through tendons. Joints determine the range of motion. Ball and socket joints allow wide circular movement. Hinge joints enable bending and straightening. Pivot joints allow rotation, and fixed joints do not move. Before we close, let's touch on a remarkable idea from plant biology: totipotency, the ability of certain plant cells to regenerate a whole plant. F.C. Stewart's experiments with carrot phloem cells showed that under the right nutrient, light, and air conditions, mature plant cells can de-differentiate and form an entire plant, revealing great regenerative potential. This idea led to practical techniques like tissue culture and genetic engineering, and it underpins mass propagation and crop improvement used in agriculture today. Thinking like a scientist, we learn that experimental conditions such as liquid medium, light, and oxygen can strongly influence cell growth and outcomes. For Class 9 learners, the key insight is that structure and function are closely linked. How a cell or tissue is built determines what it can do for the living organism. When you study tissues, try to picture form and job together. Thin flat cells for exchange, thick lignified walls for strength, tubular vessels for transport, and excitable neurons for communication. Quick recap. Cells group into tissues, meristems drive plant growth, simple and complex permanent tissues specialize for support and transport. Animal tissues divide chores into covering, support, movement, and control. Remember the three plant meristems: apical for length, lateral for girth, intercalary for regrowth, and the four animal tissue types that keep bodies functioning smoothly. As you revise, draw simple diagrams of a neuron, a xylem vessel, and the three muscle types to make these ideas stick more naturally in your mind. Keep your study gentle and steady, connecting examples from everyday life like mowing grass, tree rings, and the way your heart keeps beating without you thinking about it. Learning biology is not just memorizing terms. It's about seeing patterns and functions that explain how life stays organized and resilient. Thank you for listening so attentively. And know that each small idea you master builds to a larger understanding of living systems. To explore these topics further with interactive lessons and practice questions, visit EduRev for friendly guided study resources you can use at your own pace. Goodbye for now. Keep asking curious questions, and I look forward to learning with you again on EduRev.